What's up, guys? This is Astranox. We got a double showcase in this video. We got Landy and we got Luna. Both of them are limited heroes. We are fighting Trakun today. We're winning by quite a bit. So I'm gonna have Luna and Landy in separate teams so I can showcase them better. And they are both on a bruiser build. They are built tanky with a high amount of health, pretty high amount of defense as well. But they still quite a punch. Look at the counter attack from Luna. Beautiful. One down. They do have Ruel, which can bring her back up. I have two Soul Weavers with very high effect resistance, so I can deal with that stupid resurrected provoke. So annoying. But yeah, let's see if Luna can do some more counter attacks. And these two heroes, you know, they're limited. If you have to choose between one of them because you don't have enough bookmarks to pull for both, well, the good thing is that Landy, right, on her first week, Luna will still be available. So what happens is that if you're lucky and you manage to pull Landy, right, early on, and you still have a nice amount of bookmarks, well, you can try your luck to get Luna as well. So you can get Landy first, and then if something is left, go for Luna. They're like both worth it. Bruiser playstyle, you know, cleave playstyle, single target burst. They both can do beautifully for you. They're limited heroes. They're not gonna show for another year after that. So definitely worth going for them. Now Landy, she's just better than Luna overall. Like, Landy players just pick her all the time. Luna, you will have to pick her near the end in the picking phase in RTA, but in Guild War, right, she's at elemental advantage with her skill number 3. Very, very strong. I'm not gonna go into the details, you know, why they're both really good heroes, let's say, but Landy is a superior hero. You can check my past showcases, you know, individual showcases for Luna or for Landy, but you can see that Luna, when she triggers the counter set, like, she hits really hard, right? Like, she can hit between 5 to 10 hits with her skill number 1. 10 is the maximum, 5 is, I believe 5 is the minimum. But yeah, definitely packs a punch. And with the soul burn, only 10 souls, you guarantee the 10 hits. And it hits almost as hard as skill number 3. Look at that, like, that was the minimum hits. That was a 5 hit right there. And look how much damage she dealt. Minimum damage. Like, minimum amount of hits. And, you know, both heroes can be built on a counter set. I'm yet to show Landy on a counter set. I could put the counter set of Luna on Landy or something like that. But I have more plans for Landy. You know, I got a 5th account now, and I'm saving for Landy. I have a counter set ready for her. Can't wait to try her out on that account. I'll get her for sure. If I luck out, I'll go for Luna. That's the thing. Hopefully, I can get both, but I'll be fine without Luna. That's the thing. But Landy, she cannot be skipped. She's that good. So yeah, we're finally going to be able to deal with this battle right here. But you can see, man, like, Luna hits like a truck. It's ridiculous. Landy does provide a lot of stuff to the team, though. You know, she's got combatness boosting with the skill number 3. She's got team-wide you know, speed buff, which means your team's gonna cycle faster because you get the CR push and you also get the speed buff. And Landy, you know, she cycles fast because her skill 1 has combatness boosting, and that's really, really good because you can trigger dual attack with her. I mean, both heroes, just to be clear, both heroes are very good contenders for triggering dual attacks with them. You know, Adventure Ras, a great one. He's free. Everyone can get him. Just gotta deal with, you know, episode 2. But after that, do the specialty change and you're good to go. There's quite a few heroes that can trigger dual attack. I mean, Lilius is one of them, but it's random. That's the thing. You know, Cerise is another one of them. But yeah, that's the thing. They are random. Tamarine and PvE content, you know, it's gonna affect the hero with the highest attack, so you can control it. You can know who will have the highest attack. Landy, she builds attack as the battle drags on, which means she's hitting harder and harder. Now in PvP like RTA, Landy has a big yeah, a big arrow on her head. Like, she's got a big, what is it? A big marker on her head. Like, players just try to take her down ASAP because they know that her attack will build up. And if they are relying on buffs, and if it's a, you know, heavy buff team, Landy counters that pretty hard because she's going to be able to get her fighting spirit maxed out, which resets the cooldown of her skill 3, and her soul burn is an extra turn with the skill 3, so she can go skill 3 and then skill 3 again. And if both of them penetrate defense because you have 100 fighting spirit, assuming the enemy team has a lot of buffs, you will deal so much damage. Doesn't matter if you have her built with a lot of health and defense, because of her passive boosting her attack when it's stacked up. And let's say you use her in RT, especially with the frenzy building up, she's just gonna deal so much damage, tremendous amount of damage, that she's just gonna decimate their whole team, and they're not gonna be able to keep up with the amount of damage that she's able to do. That's the thing. If you have her on the of course, you know, I forgot the name again, the stealth artifact. It is, I believe it is, Cerise's limited artifact that gives her stealth. Any ranger can wear it and have stealth at the start of the battle, and they get a 70% chance at the end of their turn to get stealth for 2 turns. So if you don't look out back to back, it's fine. You just need to trigger it once to get the stealth. Then you're good. You just need to have it trigger in the next 2 turns, right? So it's very strong because they cannot hit you. Like, they can't get to your Landy with a single target attack. And that is a massive survivability increase because you also take 50% less damage from an attack that hits everyone. So if you have barrier and you're able to keep her in stealth because they cannot break that barrier, then yeah, she's gonna be so much more tanky because of that. And you can build her with more offense because of that artifact, that stealth artifact. You're gonna be able to have less health. Instead of having like 15, 16, 17,000 health on a Proof of Valor, let's say, or a Bloodstone, and a nice amount of defense as well, then you could just drop her health to 15,000, all the way down to maybe 13,000, and you're still going to be a big threat. You could have even less than that, as long as they don't target you, and as long as they don't have any hero that can hit all your heroes or get her out of stealth. Get her out of stealth by breaking the barrier and dealing damage to her maximum health. That's how you get someone out of stealth, or you can remove the buff. So yeah. But it comes with its disadvantages, right? Like, that's the artifact is guiding light, and if you have a hero that can remove your buffs at the start of the battle, like it could be Bazaar, could be Cerise, could be Benevolent Roman, Angel of Light, Angelica. There's quite a few heroes that can do that, and that's a counter to that artifact, especially if you have unable to buff debuff. You know, look at the damage of Landy. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. So Emilia, I finally built her on my first account, which is this one. Usually, I've been showcasing her on my second account. And Emilia is just so strong in the meta right now. Like, players are picking her all the time, and she is perfect to be paired with, you know, Landy and Luna, as well as other heroes as well. It doesn't have to be these heroes, but like, she's that good. She's able to cycle a hero with the skill number 2, giving them attack buff, but also removing 2 debuffs before doing that. You soul burn, you can heal the target as well. Like, it's so good. Like, even if you have a hero that doesn't have any speed or very little speed, Emilia, as long as she does have some speed, you know, she could be at a speed set, especially if she has speed main stat boost. Like, she's gonna have 200 speed or higher, but you definitely want to build a high amount of effect resistance on her so she doesn't get, you know, controlled. Because she's it's very important that you don't get her control, because she can remove debuffs from your whole team with her skill 3 or skill 1 on one of your ally. So yeah, very, very powerful combo. Unfortunately, I didn't attack attack her with Emilia. There was an auto attack that I decided to go for Fallen Cecilia instead of attacking Charlotte, because I didn't want to trigger Charlotte's attack and defense. Those, you know, both of these buffs are self buffs as long as you hit her. I didn't know I would trigger a counter attack, you know, from Luna. So that was unfortunate right there. Unfortunately, like, Luna, that's it for the showcase of Luna. There's still Landy in the next battle. But yeah, you can definitely have noticed how much damage Luna is able to do. But you need to be lucky with the counter attacks. They need to trigger. If you're facing a team that doesn't trigger counter attack, like Landy, right? Her skill 3 doesn't trigger counter attack. That is so strong. And, you know, it doesn't trigger counter. doesn't trigger Elbrus Ritual Sword, which is counter as well, counter mechanism built into a hero's passive or something like that, it is very, very strong. So yeah, there's quite a few heroes that don't trigger counter. So yeah, you definitely lose a lot of value if you have a counter set and you are heavily relying on that. You have the hero with 0 speed, like my Luna. You will see the gear and the stats of my heroes at the end of the video, even the heroes that I brought along with, you know, the two heroes getting showcased, Landy and Luna. You'll see like Luna, 0 speed on her, man, but she's got a lot of bulk. And her 30% critical, anti-critical hit chance passive is not something you can rely upon, but when it does happen, it is very strong, because the difference between a crit and a non-critical hit is big, because a lot of players have, you know, upward of like 250% critical hit damage, upward of 300% plus, so like the hit is so much smaller when they cannot trigger a critical hit. So yeah, it's quite invaluable if you do manage to trigger it, but you can't rely on it. You know, you could have an anti-critical hit chance buff on top of it, so they can work sort of like together, you know, so that's also very powerful. Very, very powerful stuff there. So Landy, on Proof of Valor, I definitely like her with that, because it's accessible to everyone. Everyone can get Proof of Valor. You just buy it from the guild shop. You can even have 2 copies fully maxed out, but remember, warning is that you cannot have 2 Proof of Valor on 2 separate heroes in the same team. But you can have them on 2 different heroes, and those heroes, you don't bring them together, let's say in RTA, Guild War, Arena, whatever, right? Landy is very, very strong in PvE content as well. Luna is good, is quite good. You know, Fire Expedition, she definitely shines there. Wyvern, she's amazing with the attack break, you know, exclusive equipment. You know, Luna, you can bring her in Hall of Trials, you can do some big numbers. You can bring her, yeah, maybe in the Abyss as well, right? Like, you can definitely bring her in Automaton Tower. But Landy, she just deals so much damage against the enemy, especially when her Fighting Spirit is maxed out and she penetrates defense. And like, you can definitely bring her in Banshee as Manak Hunt. Like, she's gonna be quite devastating there. She always attacks, well, not always, but she attacks everyone often in Asmanic Hunt, because the cocoons, those eggs, they get a buff, and the boss can get buffs as well. So like, together is ridiculous. And you can have her in auto teams even for, you know, Labyrinth, normal Asmakalis, Hell Asmakalis, you know, Hall of Trials, the Abyss, quite a few expeditions where you can bring a tanky Landy in. On a Bloodstone, you can use her on Bloodstone for PvE or for PvP. Very, very good hero. That's why I'm saying Landy is your priority number 1 if you don't have her. And if you're lucky and you still have Covenant Bookmarks, go check my How to Farm Covenant Bookmarks video if you really want both of them. But really save for Landy first. If you luck out, get Luna. It's going to be quite amazing. And you don't need a Guiding Light for Landy to go in stealth. Like, you can still make her work with Proof of Valor, which everyone can get, or Bloodstone, or of course Guiding Light. You know, there's some other options, you know, Wall of, what is it? Her own artifact, Landy's artifact. But if the enemy has a lot of buffs, you can get greater attack buff, a higher chance to get it, which is strong. You know, Operator Cigarette with that is quite devastating, but it's a limited artifact. It's hard to chase for those. You shouldn't chase for them. You can buy 1 copy from the Pot of Knowledge shop, use Bottle of Knowledge to limit break those over time, but chasing for that, especially in the summoning, because you can only get 1 copy in the Pot of Knowledge shop, a limited artifact, so you gotta be careful about that. And like an artifact like Guiding Light, it won't have such a high chance, you know, during the battle to trigger. At least you have the guarantee stealth at the start of the battle. I believe it's 100% chance when you go in the battle, which is a very high survivability increase. But as the battle drags on, and if your chance is not that good to trigger stealth, then you could be having some problems. As soon as she shows up, the enemy will focus her hard. So it's important. I prefer it to have her on Proof of Valor, to be honest, or maybe Bloodstone. It really depends on your playstyle. But anyways, let us know what you guys think about Landy and Luna, how you use them, what you think about them. Am I correct in my statement of like, yo, go for Landy before Luna? Like, because Landy is showing up a lot in the meta. She is very, very strong, and players are picking her for a good reason. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.